And any moment here, and looks like we're off. So we'll see what strats they elect to use here to start off with. Looks like Scrimsion's not going to pick up the early power-up. Kmart's going to stop and pick it up, though. So it looks like Kmart's going to pick up Big Fire early, which is generally the safest strat if you're going to go for Big Fire. Scrimsion may set up for Small Fire Mario. I'm trying to think if he does Small Fire Mario or not. So we will see here in just a moment. Kmart had a little bit of a brush up on the stairs there, but go through 1-1, and we'll go on to 1-2. So Kmart should pick up the Fire Flower here. Scrimsion will probably skip all of that. And looks like that's what he's going to do. So he's going to play this aggressively. He looks like he's going for it. So he's taking... oh, he's going to wait up there just a little bit, just to play a little safe. Kmart's got his fire, so he's going to be able to blast a lot of the enemies out of his way here. Make the level a little bit easier there. Oh, and he kind of missed the jump there, and he didn't... and he hit the upper Goomba there, so that's an unfortunate early hit for him. So he is going to stop here and pick up a mushroom, and he'll probably get fire back in 1-3 or 1-4. So Scrimsion, let's see if he goes for this power up. Looks like he's setting up for it. Pretty decent grab there. So that's the quickest one to pick up. It can be a little tricky, but he's got that. So looks like a pretty good 1-3 for Scrimsion. 2:57 on the timer, so he didn't have to wait to avoid the fireworks there. So it looks like Kmart's going to do Big Fire as well. We already know he's doing Big Fire. Can't think today. So let's see what Scrimsion does here. He is going to set up for Small Fire, it looks like. So we'll see if he gets the trick here. So basically, to do the glitch, you need to touch Bowser and the axe at the same time. And we'll see if he gets it here, and looks like he got it. So what you'll see Scrimsion do here is when he picks up a power-up, he'll turn into Small Mario, and then he picks up the flower, and he'll turn into Small Fire Mario. So now he picks up the mushroom, gets small, and probably he'll pick up the next one here, and he'll turn into Small Fire Mario. So nice job by Scrimsion on that. So pretty much with this setup, you have both the advantages of being small to fit through some of the tighter spaces in the game, and you can still shoot fireballs. It does take a little longer to set up than just picking up regular Big Fire, but there's a fair amount of oh no, and Kmart. He looks like he shorted the jump there at the Goomba just a little bit, and he takes a hit there. That's not a terrible place to have a death there because it's right at the checkpoint, so he's not going to lose a ton of time here. Grabbing his mushroom. Will he go for this one? There's a fire flower there. It's a little tricky to get. He's going for it, though. And coming up just a little short, he decides he's going to wait and pick it up somewhere else. Oh, no, and Scrimsion missed the shot on the Cheep Cheep there, so he's going to lose his power-ups here. So pretty much in this state, he looks like he's Big Mario, which the physical appearance looks like Big Mario. But if he takes a hit in this state, he will actually die because he's still in the glitch state. And that's one of the disadvantages to running Small Fires. If you take a hit, then you become Big Mario, and it's harder to avoid some of the enemies. And if you take a hit, that's pretty much it. So we'll see if he picks up. Ooh, the Cheep Cheeps can be a little trolly there surrounding that power up, but looks like he's got it without too many issues there. Meanwhile, Kmart's finishing up 2-2 with Big Mario, so he may pick up fire in 2-3. And Scrimsion, he is going to pick up fire here. He's going to go back to Small Fire Mario. So if you die in this glitch state, either if you take too many hits or you fall in a pit, it resets you back to normal. So basically, if you want to, oh no, and there's the unfortunate pause at the end of that as well. So Scrimsion kind of missed the platform there. So now he's back into a regular Mario state. So we'll see if he goes to try to pick up the glitch again. So that's going to give Kmart a little ground to catch up here. Oh, and Scrimsion jumped a little too far there and jumped into the fireball, but he's going to make it through 2-4 and move on to World 3. Kmart, on the other hand, has all of his power-ups here. He's going to wait in the elevator section there and see if he can get a fire kill on Bowser. So fire killing Bowser in this game is faster than just touching the axe, and the reason for that is when you touch the axe, you have to wait a couple of seconds for the bridge animation to play through, and Bowser falls into the lava. But you get to skip that animation if you actually kill him with fire, and when you touch the axe, it just immediately starts scrolling screen into the cutscene there. So that's why fire is generally faster on this game. And Scrimsion held back there to avoid getting the 3 for the fireworks, and looks like he held back just a little more than he wanted, but he didn't get the fireworks there, so he's going to make it through 3-2, got all of his power-ups back, and Kmart, unfortunately, didn't make the jump over the piranha plant there, and he's going to get a game over, so he'll have a fresh set of lives here, although he unfortunately has to start back at the beginning of the level. Nice 245 from Scrimsion on 3-2. And Kmart, he's looks like he's trying to get his power-ups back here, make his way through 3-1. He's going to pick this one up. Yes, he will. The stairs there with the 2 Koopas on is a little tricky to get around sometimes. You can easily get hit by those. But nice job by Kmart navigating those and making it through without taking a hit. So on to 3-4 for Scrimsion. We'll see how he probably won't play this aggressively. He'll probably back off a little bit like he did there. There's another section of Potaboos that he'll probably back off for as well, just to get a pattern that's easy to deal with. You can. Oh, and he shorted the jump. Oh, that's unfortunate. So Scrimsion's on 3-4 with 1 life. He's got to be careful here. He's going to pick. Yeah, he'll pick up the mushroom here. So he's got to be careful here, because if he gets a game over here, he'll start back at 3-1. So yeah, he needs to play a little safe here. We may see him refill lives in 4-1. We got a little close to that fireball. So he's going to make it through here. He's going to. Oh, I don't think he got it. He set up for the small fire glitch again, but I don't think he got it. So we'll see here shortly. Because I was at first thinking maybe he would decide to maybe get a refill on lives in 4-1, but he may just try to wait it out and pick up the extra life through the coin, since once you get to World 4, you're pretty close to picking up an extra life at this point anyway. So Kmart takes care of Bowser, no problem. He'll be moving on to World 4 as well. And Scrimsion with the flagpole glitch. Very nice. So we'll see what he decides to do in 4-2 here. If he's going to pick up fire, or if he's just going to keep going as Big Mario. I don't know exactly what he's playing. Well, looks like he's going to pick up Big Fire here. So next question is top route or bottom route? And he's going to go bottom route. Oh, and he missed the shot on the piranha plant there. So Scrimsion taking another hit here. But he has made it through 4-2. He might pick up the motion in 4-3. I don't know. There's not another power-up aside from that one in the rest of World 4, so we could see him elect to skip that one, but we'll see. It looked like he got a little uncomfortable there at that jump. He's going to pick up the mushroom here. Kmart, most of the way through 4-2. Playing a little safer around the piranha plants there, and he's going to finish the level small, it looks like. So on to 4-4 for Scrim. This one, except for the Bowser on this one's pretty difficult, but the rest of the level's pretty easy as long as you know the path through it. Really, the only thing you got to worry about is the few fire bars that show up, and that's pretty much it. But we'll see if Scrimsion tries to go for another small fire glitch, which he's got Big Mario, so he can definitely set up for that. So let's. Oh no, and he hits the fireball, so he's just gonna have to rush through there and touch the axe and move on to World 5. So I don't know if he planned on picking up small fire again, but unfortunately taking a hit there will kind of eliminates that chance. On the World 5 for Scrim, Kmart starting through 4-4. Let's see how he deals with Bowser here at the end. Scrim going to take the safe route and use the star on this level. There aren't any other power-ups in 5-1 aside from that star, so let's take it safe, and not a bad decision there. Kmart takes a hit to Bowser there at the end. It looked like he had a forward Bowser. That one's pretty tricky because you've got Bowser, you don't know which way he's going to jump, and you've got a fireballs, and you've got Potoboo, and you got a firebar. So it's all pretty tricky through there. And Scrim not picking up the early power-up. He'll probably pick up power-ups later in 5-2 here. Kmart also using the star strat for 5-1. And we'll see if Scrim picks up this flower. Looks like he's going to. So he is back to full power-ups at this point, moving into 5-3. So let's see what kind of pattern Scrim gets on 5-3. 5-3 can throw you some pretty nasty bullet bill patterns. So let's hope he gets some pretty decent ones here. Looking pretty good so far. Oh, except for that one. That one, yeah, some of those bullet bills just land right where you're trying to jump. So unfortunately, Scrim takes another hit there. But he does make it through without any other issues. The rest of the patterns look pretty decent except for that one, but that one's a little tricky. So he's going to pick up a mushroom here in 5-4. And so at this point he's got another shot for the small fire Mario glitch. And I think, yeah, unfortunately that firebar is a little hard to avoid as well. Kmart was trying to do a backwards jump to get quickly to that power-up block there, and it looks like he just missed it. So he's going to start 5-3 over, and we'll see if he decides to try to go for that one. That one's hard to get as Big Mario, too, if you're trying to approach it from the left side. But he's going to go to the right side this time and pick it up. And Kmart waiting here so that the second platform, moving platform, doesn't despawn. If you don't kill one of those enemies like right before that section, the second platform will despawn and you actually can't make that jump across the pit. So it looks like he's trying to play it safe and make sure that didn't happen to him. Scrimsion, he's picked up all of his power-ups in 6-1. Makes 6-2 considerably easier to have those, as you can shoot a lot of the piranha plants out of the way. This is a pretty technical level. So we'll see how he does with that. SuperBigKMart taking the top route through 5-4. And we got a little close to Bowser there, but he got it. And Scrimsion finishing up 6-2. Looks like he had a pretty good 6-2. Had a little bit of a bonk there at the end, but you do have to delay a little bit in that level because if you play it perfectly, you're going to get fireworks. So, pretty good 6-2 from Scrim. Kmart making his way through 6-1. 6-1 is it's not a whole lot to that level usually. As long as you keep going, lack of 2 is not generally an issue. And so Scrim's going to be going into 6-4. This one can be a little tricky, bit of a tricky level in the beginning. What you'll see most players do is they'll jump under the first Podoboo and then wait just a moment under the item block, and then wait for that bar to clear out of the way, and then it sets up good bars through the rest of the level. So that's a good setup from Scrim. And we've got laggy Bowser here that you see it lag there a little bit. The reason that lags is because there's so many sprites on the screen with Bowser throwing all the hammers, and you've got the moving platform and all that. So sometimes, or actually a lot of times, that fight will lag when you try to fire kill Bowser. So good job for 6-4 for Scrim. Moving on to 7-1. KMart making his way into 6-3. Looks like he got some fireworks at the end of 6-2 as well. And, oh man, Kmart, I didn't know if he's going to make that jump there for a second. He got it, though. So he's making his way through the last part of 6-3. And, and he missed he just shorted the jump to the second platform there. So he is starting 6-3 from the checkpoint with 1 life, so he's got to be a little careful here. Ooh, these bullet bills. Oh, man. All right, looks like he's going to make it. That's a scary 6-3. Scrimsion making his way through 7-2. This one, if you get some bad cheap patterns, it can be a bit of a pain to deal with as well. Looks like he's doing a pretty good job so far. Looked like at one point he kind of had a pretty tricky pattern to get around. Does he? Okay, so he's made it through 7-2. Excuse me. Kept his power up, so he is good to go for the rest of World 7. Kmart looks like he's picking up his power ups back in 6-1, so he can have fire for 6-2. Does he pick up this one? Yeah, he picks up this one as well. 7-3 can be a little tricky sometimes with the cheap patterns that you get, and then sometimes if the cheap when they come up, they'll run into the Koopas and make them start running in the other direction, which can be a little terrifying to have to deal with occasionally. But good job by Scrimsion making it through 7-3. We'll be moving on to 7-4, which is the second maze level in the game. Not a lot to 7-4, just got to take the right path through it. Pretty clean for Scrimsion through 7-4. Kmart making his way through 6-2. So it looks like Scrimsion going to make it to World 8 with fire, which is definitely what you want. Makes 8-1 a lot easier. I mean, you can still get the same time doing it small only, but it's a lot more difficult, and maybe I should just stop talking today. Scrimsion unfortunately hits the second Koopa there, so he has lost his power up. So we'll see how aggressively he decides to tackle the rest of 8-1. Kmart picking up that little tricky mushroom there in 6-3. So probably try to pick up fire in the beginning of 6-4 as well. Kmart made his way through the rest of 6-3. Scrimsion played a little safe, got him 195. Still a good time for 8-1. And we'll see what he decides to do in 8-2 here. Kmart jumps over the first Podoboo and takes a hit there, but he'll get the flower to pick up, or to get Super Mario back. And he's trying to wait for a good pattern to make it through the fire bars there. And looks like he should have it. And he does. Scrimsion picks up the mushroom in the middle of 8-2. And we'll see if he decides to... Let's see what he does here. Is he going for a bullet village? He's going for it. I didn't get it. Good try, though. So we'll see if Scrimsion decides to pick up fire in 8-2, or if he's just going to, or 8-3, excuse me, or if he's just going to just try to use Big Mario to make it push through. And Kmart gives up on the fire flower there. That one's kind of tricky to get, so he may try to pick up the one later in the level here. Scrimsion takes a hit there in the first set of Hammer Bros. So wish him luck through the rest. Ooh, no. Oh, no. And so he's got one life left. So he's going to start over with 8-3. I figure he'll probably pick up the mushroom here. Oh, no. And he shorted the jump on the Hammer Bro. So he's going to have to start 8-1 over again. K-Bart making his way small into 7-2. I think he lost his power up on the Buzzy Beetle on the stairs there at the end of the level, unfortunately. So let's hope for some pretty good cheap patterns for Kmart going through 7-2 here. Oh, and he gets taken out by the blooper, unfortunately. So didn't quite make it to the checkpoint, so he gets to start the level over. Kmart is down to 1 life here, so he needs to be a little careful on this too. And Scrimsion makes his way back through 8-1. Start 8-2. Oh, Kmart getting some rough patterns here. Ooh. Getting some close calls here with the swim through 7-2. 7-2 can throw you some really nasty patterns sometimes, as you're seeing here. And Kmart waiting for the blooper to get out of the way so he can go on by there. And it looks like he should be good. Scrimsion picked up the mushroom. Gonna bounce on the Koopa there, get a 337 for 8-2. And be going back to 8-3 for Scrimsion. We'll see if he takes the same strats or if he modifies it. Maybe pick up the fire flower. Maybe not. And let's see what he does here. He is... Oh, and he jumped too early. He crushed the block there, and he jumped just slightly too early. And if you do that, it puts you in the pit, unfortunately. And so he's going to wait this out and go on by those guys. And, oh, yeah, the hitboxes on those hammers are really weird, because if you look there, it didn't look like the hammer actually hit him. But the front side of the hitboxes of the hammers are actually larger than the sprite itself. And Scrimsion looks like he didn't get the jump off the stairs there, so he's going to have to start over with the 8-1 here. So this is tighten it up a little bit. Kmart finishing up 7-4 while he waits on Bowser to give him a decent enough pattern for him to run under him. So Kmart moving on to 8-1. He may refill here. Maybe not. Okay. Sometimes some players, when they start a new world at the beginning, they'll take an intentional death so that they can get a fresh set of lives there. Looks like he decided not to do that. So Scrimsion finishing up 8-1 with a 193. So he's going to pick up some fireworks here. That'll cost us a second or so. And Kmart making his way through the latter part of 8-1. Scrimsion's going to pick up the mushroom. And Kmart taking the safe stairs here. So he will move on to 8-2. And Scrimsion finishing up 8-2. He got 6 this time, so he's going to get a few more fireworks. Kmart, we'll see if he picks up the mushroom here in he's waiting these enemies out just a little bit. He's going to pick it up, and okay, he's going to circle back around those guys, and looks like he's got it. Scrimsion takes a hit to that hammer bro. He's going to try to... Oh, man. That was a little scary. So he's got his mushroom. And looks like he is going to make it through 8-3. And I think Kmart must have got a game over. I didn't catch that, unfortunately. But he's back on 8-1. So 8-4 for Scrimsion. We'll see how he plays out this level. We'll see if he goes for the wall jump here, and he got it. Very nice. Turnaround room. Got a little close to the cheap sheep there, but he's good. And into the final room for Scrimsion. He can take a hit here. And he takes a hit to the Podoboo. He's got enough iframes to make it through Bowser, and he is finished with a 26-11. So GG's to Scrimsion. We'll see if he wants to come in for an interview. In the meantime, we'll watch Kmart finish up here. And looks like Kmart ended up in the one-tile pit there. And Kmart gonna wait on the one up here. And is he gonna pick up the mushroom? Ooh, he's thinking about it. There we go. Oh, that bullet bill got a little close too. 8-2 can be a little crazy sometimes as well when you're trying to pick up that power up. Ooh, not quite. And Kmart will looks like he'll pick up another one-up mushroom here. And pick up the power up, and let's see. Hopefully, he gets a little easier situation to deal with trying to make it across this big pit. Oh man! Okay, he's got it this time, and he's gonna try to wait that out there, and he has made it to 8-3. And it looks like we have Scrimsion in the waiting room here. We'll see if he wants to join us here. So 8-3 for Kmart. And looks like he's going to probably try to pick up Fireflower here. And it looks like we got Scrim in here with us.
Hello, everyone.
That was got a little crazy in a few parts there, but
oh my gosh, that race was such a roller coaster. Especially, I swear, 8-3 hates my guts.
Yeah, 8-3 was not kind to you today. Kmart
Game over
8-3
twice in that level.
Yeah. So Kmart going to... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. I had to revert to do some big fire strats after I got a troll cheap in 2-2. So I had to do a couple things that were unfamiliar for me. It worked out for the most part, but I'd say all in all, most of the things worked out. It's a pretty good race.
Yeah, well, from both of you and all that stuff, been some pretty nerve-wracking moments in this race.
Oh, no kidding, I'm sure.
Yeah, Kmart trying to... There he goes. He made his way up through the wall jump room there. He's going to turn around and go into the water section, but Yeah, it's crazy things go on in these races sometimes, of things that you don't necessarily expect, or sometimes you make a mistake that you wouldn't normally make, things like that. So
Yeah, exactly.
okay, so Kmart into the final room here, and it's a different little setup, but it worked out for him. And he's going to run under Bowser, and he's going to finish with a 30-12. So GG's to Kmart. I'll go ahead and mark him done here and see if he wants to come in for an interview as well. But GG's to both of you. Let's see. Let me look at your all's group here. Let's see what you got coming up. So what overall, what was your take on the race there, on this race?
A lot of things went well. A lot of things did not go well. Especially towards the start, we kind of drifted apart in times, but towards the end, it came pretty close. At least what I saw from the replay I had.
Yeah, it's starting to. He after you had some issues in World 8 and stuff, he caught up quite a bit after that. So
goes to show how much the race can just bounce around just by the slightest thing that can happen, really.
Yeah, but it doesn't take a lot in some cases for things to go the other way. Looks like Kmart's going to join us as well. We'll get a word from him here real quick. And it looks like we got Kmart in here. GG's to both of you. Let's see, if he's speaking, I can't hear him. Thanks, Discord. So looking at maybe we have him.
Aha!
I forgot to turn on my mic.
Oh, no worries. It happens to everybody. So GG to both of you. So how'd you? Because I've already talked to Scrim. How'd you feel about it? And were either of you watching each other? Out of curiosity.
Nope.
I was watching, but I didn't really pay too much attention to it. I was mostly just trying to focus on the game.
Usually in a race, I try to be more in a bubble, so I can focus on what I do, because if I'm getting distracted, well, it can go way worse than it went for me today.
Yeah, it's one of those situations for those of you in the chat and all that stuff, because sometimes we get the question of, can the racers watch each other's streams and all that, and the answer is yes, if they want to. Some people decide to do that, some of them don't. I used to be a person who did that, but I kind of stopped doing it because I kind of realized that I usually had better performances when I didn't watch the other person, because I guess watching the other stream was kind of a distraction for me. So, but we do have some people that do and some people that don't.
That's why I try not to pay attention to it.
Yeah. So looking at your all's group here, Scrim, it looks like you still have to play KT and ZZZ. How do you feel about going up against those two?
Don't really know. I know ZZPC is very consistent from what I've seen, so that'll be an interesting race going up against him. And I haven't heard too much about KT. Is that what you said?
Yeah, KT. He's in one of my previous tournaments. I think the 2018 tournament. He's one of the more newer runners. But he's joined a couple of tournaments and stuff. Hop in here and have some fun. I could see as far as I guess the one that catches my eye the most and all that stuff is between you and ZZZ. ZZZ's pretty consistent at this, getting usually around the mid 1930ish or something like that.
Yeah, I'll have to step up my game for here.
From the previous tournaments and all that stuff. So he's definitely a tough person to beat pretty much any given day. Which also, Kmart, you still have to face the same ones as well, since they're all in your same group. But
all right, sounds good. It was a great race, SuperBigKMart.
Yeah, thanks. I try to not be over my head. I just started to run Super Mario Brothers 1. More like Super Mario Brothers 3 or Super Mario World Runners. But I got a lot of fun with SMB 1. It was one of my long project that I wanted for a couple of years, and now I'm glad to just be able to grind. To have the excuse to grind it, actually.
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing with these tournaments as well. Is of course we always have a fair amount of established runners, but we also have people kind of like yourself that use the tournament as a reason to learn and practice the category, and give you some motivation to run it and stuff like that too. So we've had we've had a fair amount of those in the past as well. So it's always good to see people pick up the category, even if they're just learning it, and have a little fun, and hang out with the community and all that stuff. So always good times for that, and always happy to see people picking up the category and running it.
Yeah.
I think we should probably start wrapping it up here. Any final comments from either of you all before we sign off here?
I think that's all from me. GG again, SuperBigKMart. It was a great race.
Yeah, GG to you too.
Thanks, man.
I think for the next week, I will try to work on my consistency. That's pretty much
Same here.
This is pretty much what I miss. But yeah, I'm still got a couple of weeks to try. So I hope I can't wait to see the rest of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Thanks for racing, guys. Thanks for hopping in the post-race commentary here. So I guess we'll wrap it up here. So this is the only race for today. We've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 tomorrow. So the first one we have these are all Eastern time. At 3 o'clock tomorrow we have Mars versus TJK, and then tomorrow night at 10 p.m. we have TJK. So he's doing 2 races in one day. TJK versus Sweets. And at 10:30 we have Dodge Master Dooley versus GTA. So those haven't been determined which speed gaming channels they'll be on just yet. We do have commentary lined up for all those so far. So if you all enjoy watching these races, keep an eye out on the schedule. Those are the 3 we've got coming up tomorrow. But anyway, I think that's gonna do it for us here. Thanks everybody for watching, and be sure to check out some more of the races as they come up. So take care, everyone.
Everyone, thank you.
Bye, everyone.